Rajasthan, the land of the sand dunes, where time has stood still for centuries in the desert. But Rajasthan has been changing, buzzing with the excitement of contemporary enterprise and new technology for half a century now. The LNJ Bhilwara Group opened new horizons in textiles 50 years ago, a landmark of development in Rajasthan. It was the vision of a pioneer who dreamt of a different future for his desert homeland. Born in an obscure village in Rajasthan, he chose to bring about its transformation. The turning point was his Calcutta experience and his first-class first degree in mathematics from its famous university. It was the time when new ideas were transforming India, from inspirational leaders like Swami Vivekananda and teachers like the legendary scientist Professor Shotten Boshu. Fired with lofty ambitions, he returned home to Rajasthan. Mr. LNJ Bhilwara, the founder of the LNJ Bhilwara Group, foresaw new horizons that meant meeting many challenges with faith and determination. Rajasthan, the colorful land of a colorful people. The melody and magic of the lives of its people is offset by their energy and vitality, struggling against arid nature. Through centuries they have scattered their land with jewels that celebrate their survival. Forts and fortresses across its rocky terrain with marvels of architecture whose grandeur stand out against the rugged landscape. Like nature itself, the people of Rajasthan represent a fascinating diversity. Among them are the inevitable nomads of the desert. Their life on the road through centuries has left them with enormous reserves of courage and fortitude, and the ability to battle against insurmountable odds. The LNJ Bhilwara Group began its journey in textiles in 1961, but it was not the first. Way back in 1935, Bhilwara saw the establishment of the first textile mill in Rajasthan with Mewar Textile Mills Limited. The ruins of its plant chimney still stand as a silent witness to enterprise that was to prosper here 3 decades later. Bhilwara was a small town, but when the LNJ Bhilwara Group arrived with its spinning mill, it began its transformation into a major textile center. Today, it is the largest producer of polyviscose suiting. Bhilwara's yesterdays are not forgotten. Its rich history finds a reminder at Mainal, 80 kilometers away. The famous Mahanaleshwar temple is consecrated by the huge statue of Lord Shiva, a living deity for the countless devotees for whom the temple ceiling is embossed with ancient scriptural quotations. Nearby is the famous waterfall, where a spectacular splash brings water down 150 feet to the granite rocks in the valley down below. The success of the group is symbolized by its flagship company, RSWM Limited, as it is popularly known. The state-of-the-art LNJ Bhilwara plant reveals a lot more than just equipment and efficiency. It is the result of LNJ Bhilwara's strongly entrenched value systems, where tradition, technology and foresight are assimilated into an active business principle. LNJ Bhilwara built its foundation as a maker of yarn, but it soon moved forward to the manufacture of a challenging variety of fabrics. It moved beyond the conventional to the manufacture of technical textiles, automotive fabrics, knitted and ready-to-wear garments, and into denim. The application of its expertise into a range of products came from a broad vista that encompassed new challenges, energetic enterprise, and innovative technologies. At LNJ Bhilwara, the protection of the environment has always been a prime concern. The installation of its reverse osmosis plant for water treatment is a dazzling example of its forward thinking and its sense of corporate responsibility. Travel across Rajasthan to follow the LNJ Bhilwara success story that brought development and industry to many corners like Gulabpura. The plant at Gulabpura is an architectural reminder of the pink city of Jaipur, bringing tradition together with technology, age-old values with modern-day information. LNJ Bhilwara's Innovation Center at Gulabpura is constantly on the job, trying to open new frontiers in technology, discovering better products, and even better means to achieve them. Corporate belief in the power of the people manifests itself in many ways here because it believes that creativity coupled with discipline can truly move mountains. Life in the LNJ Bhilwara community has always been lived in consonance with nature. The peacock, India's national bird, is a frequently seen neighbor at the housing colony at Gulabpura and a reminder of the company's commitment to protect nature. Peace and tranquility reign here at all times of day and night. Rajasthan's southern regions are more fertile, with higher rainfall, like Banswara, the Cherrapunji of Rajasthan. The Tripura Sundari temple is a famous landmark at Banswara, remarkable for its exquisite and detailed craftsmanship. At the LNJ Bhilwara's Banswara plant, work begins with prayers, bringing alive the belief of Mr. L.N. Jhunjhunwala in an institution, not just an enterprise. The training center at Banswara upgrades the skills of local workers to achieve levels of efficiency worthy of a global player in markets throughout the world. Mayur Suiting is an established brand from RSWM Limited. Its plant is exemplary, both in its manufacturing facility and exacting quality standards. The adoption of the latest technologies has been a keystone to its continuing success. From the very first step in yarn making to the final fabric, Mayur has earned respect and reputation in the highly competitive textile industry. The LNJ Bhilwara accent of human endeavor and its faith in the quest for excellence reveals itself in Mayur, whose products speak for themselves. BMD Private Limited were among the earliest to produce mobile tech, automotive and aerospace textiles with covetable brand equity and countrywide acceptance. Uncompromising on quality, LNJ Bhilwara again takes on the responsibility of a market leader to be ahead and stay ahead. The LNJ Bhilwara Group's ability to keep ahead helped them to recognize fashion trends early enough to equip itself with a modern denim plant. Denim that survived the mercurial world of taste since the late 18th century has become today's biggest fashion statement. Innovations in the manufacture of denim have kept coming, and at every phase, LNJ Bhilwara has kept ahead of the field, looking forward into the future. LNJ Bhilwara's success with denim has been as much the result of the strength of its technological predictions as much as its marketing thrust. The denim plant itself is a marvel that combines the latest machinery with LNJ Bhilwara's tradition of quality and its unflinching quest for excellence. The denim plant is a major milestone of success in their 50-year-long journey. The 46-megawatt captive power plant at Banswara is an example of self-reliance, feeding other units across Rajasthan. The flowering of the orchard at Banswara reflects the vision of Mr. LN Jhunjhunwala, who often inquires about the number of trees planted by the staff than the profit figures they have chalked up. Nurture to nature is an investment for him of the highest value. The results of these investments in care and concern show themselves easily in the palpable success of the Banswara orchard. Not for nothing was it awarded the state government's Sarvottam Vriksh Vardhak Puraskar in 1998 for the highest level achieved in plantation. Bhopal was the capital of the Bhoj kings of yore. Today, new legends are being created at Mandi Deep near Bhopal, a silent witness to LNJ Bhilwara's diversification into other industries like graphite electrodes. The largest integrated graphite electrode plant in the world produces sophisticated ultra-high-power electrodes. The LNJ Bhilwara tradition of the pursuit of excellence with the adoption of the latest international technology has empowered HEG Limited to become a major player in the highly competitive world market. HEG Limited, the last new entrant in this business in the world, way back in 1977. It took 3 years for the French company Pechenay, an $8 billion sales company in 1975, to agree to become a technology partner. Graphite electrodes is a high-tech product with technology exclusively in the hands of 6 or 7 companies in the world. Currently, electrodes are being produced only by 1 company each in the USA and in Western Europe, 3 in Japan and 2 in India. HEG Limited is one of them. What started as a 10,000 metric ton plant in 1977 purely for the domestic market has now become an 85,000 metric ton plant with more than 80% exports to over 30 countries. Mr. LNJ Bhilwara had the courage to transform his dreams into reality even when circumstances were discouraging. Increasing demand and emerging markets has led to the expansion of the plant at Mandideep, evidence of its continuing success. It is now on the way to become a 100,000 metric ton plant by early 2013. The emphasis on innovation and in opening of new frontiers in technology and processes fuels the progress at the LNJ Bhilwara Research and Development Center. Its laboratories are committed to discoveries and breakthroughs that will have a significant impact on various aspects of industry. The spirit of inquiry that has always inspired LNJ Bhilwara's founder, Mr. LNJ Bhilwara, has percolated down to its employees, who in turn find in him the impetus for research and development. Himachal Pradesh, the land of mist and snow. Always alive to new ideas and opportunities, LNJ Bhilwara Group is the first merchant power producer in hydroelectric generation in the country. Malana Power Company Limited has taken up the challenge of harnessing hydropower in the hills of Himachal. The 86 megawatt power station was commissioned in 2001 in a record 30 months at competitive capital cost. Winner of the Green Tech Environment Excellence Award, the plant continues to successfully produce power. Located for topographical advantage, the plant at Manali is near the famous Hidimba temple, near the Alan and Duhangan rivers. The second hydel plant, combining the flow of the Alan and the Duhangan rivers, required major construction of mountain roads and landscaping, which included the construction of over 30 kilometers of in-house roads in the mountains. Based on the run-of-the-river scheme, AD Hydropower Limited is today strategically located in a picturesque mountain location. The 192 megawatt plant has been built in perfect harmony with nature. Construction was carried out under extremely treacherous natural conditions at AD Power Limited. The total mountain excavation is more than 20 kilometers, with the powerhouse based 9 floors underground, covering an area equivalent of 2 football fields. With the recognition of ISO 14001 and OSHAS 18001 certifications, it is India's first hydel plant financed partly by IFC Washington. there are many firsts to its credit. As the first unit to do interstate wheeling of power, generation in Himachal Pradesh and sales in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi and West Bengal. Also, as the first unit to build dedicated 185 kilometers long transmission lines to wheel its power. Power from these plants contribute to the state's economy and the welfare of its people. Despair is often part of the experience of modern life. Yet faith and belief in the human existence can be sustained through small acts of dedication. Lighting a single lamp can dispel darkness. Such a lamp was the Vivekanand Kendra Vidyalaya, lit in 1977. Managed by the Ramarpan Education Society in New Delhi, it has the patronage of the LNJ Bhilwara group, an example of the group's far-reaching social commitment. It endeavors to extend the parameters of school education through communicating the core essence of life, through values that enrich not only the students, but the teachers as well.
It is nice to recall the 50 years of our Bhilwara trip. In business, which looked extremely drab in the beginning, looking to the astronomical sciences which I was studying. When I mentioned this to one of my textile colleagues in a research institute in Ahmedabad, he said, no, it is not so drab as you think. It is equally romantic if you see the romance in it. Then he took a small piece of fiber and explained to me that it is much thinner than your hair. And then he took that fiber and put it under a microscope. And he said that, listen, this is hollow, and how the air flows into this. If you look at all these things, it is as romantic as your any science. So this is how I started textiles, and from textiles it was a long journey. We went to high technology graphite, we went to power, and all that has been full of romance. I hope this journey will continue long. When I read the history of Colgate, it has lived 220 years. Looking at India, when we look to Tatas, they had a glorious career of 125 years. We may not grow as big as Tatas, but I sincerely trust that this journey will continue, and I am hopeful about this because the values which make a company great are continuing.
From a humble beginning, the LNJ Bhilwara Group is now a 5,000 crore group, along with 14 manufacturing locations and the strength of 25,000 employees. In its golden jubilee year, the LNJ Bhilwara Group has reached a vantage point in its history, flowing on towards the future.